Okay, it is time now for Truth or Fake, which is our daily fact-checking segment in association with the France 24 Observers. I'm joined by James Creedon. Hello,
Hi, Tom.
James. Now, today we're going to be looking at videos of natural disasters, in particular those relating to Hurricane Shaheen, which happened early this month. And for those of you who don't remember, it was in Iran and Oman, a deadly weather system that resulted in the deaths of some 13 people. And James, not all the videos relating to that hurricane were in fact reliable, were they?
That's right. So what happens now when you've got a natural disaster, people tend to reach for their smartphones. They tend to film scenes. You've got a huge amount of information that goes up on social networks straight away. So sort of live reporting. We were seeing kind of images like this emerging from Oman 2 weeks ago across different, that was Facebook. This is another one here on Reddit. And it's showing various scenes. Now, there's a couple of videos that we'll look a little bit more closely at, Tom. And this, in particular, this one here, that got about 67,000 views on one share on Facebook. You can see there it did get shared quite a bit. Now, if we play that video, we can see a scene unfold where a mountain. Actually, we should have some sound on that. But it's a scene of a kind of a mudslide, indeed a mountain or hillock in slow collapse. Right, I think. There is some sound here if I click. So you can see it's a pretty dramatic scene, and it is in the midst of what is some extreme weather event, right? So our team at The Observers did a little check on that because there was so much going through it. You can do a reverse image search by going into Google Images. It's pretty intuitive. You can just follow the steps by uploading a link or indeed a URL or an image itself, and it will give you a sense of where that has previously been shared. And in fact, what you see are a whole load of links that take you back to well, actually, this was 2 weeks ago in Oman, in fact, and that is on one link that was sharing that particular event, and so we can confirm that did actually take place 2 weeks ago, and it was related to the extreme weather around that hurricane.
Okay, so that rockfall, that mudslide or whatever it was actually the genuine.
That's right, and there were two deaths as a result of it, so it connected to the weather system in Oman.
Okay, but in fact, not all the videos that were circulated were true, though, were they? Because there's another video you've got which shows a bridge being battered by the waves. What's this about? All
right, so take a look at this video here. Again, being shared online, and a huge amount of, I suppose, views of that video. You can see very violent sort of weather system and a bridge being sort of engulfed. And what the legend to that video says is, terrifying scene, waves as Hurricane Shaheen arrives while someone was standing on the bridge. Now, in fact, again, using same old trusty technique, which has lots of different ways in which you can do it. This is a Russian site, very reliable when it comes to reverse image searching. And again, you can see here that it takes you back to the original image. And we can pause that, in fact. And in any case, what you actually realize in digging deeper is that this took place in 2017 in August on the island of Minicoy, and that is actually while it is in the Arabian Sea, so in the same vicinity, and it is prone to the same sort of violent weather systems. It's actually an Indian archipelago, so it's completely false. It wasn't related to the event 2 weeks ago, and it happened in 2017. And of course, you'd always have to scratch your head: why would anybody do that? How inaccurate can you be? But I suppose sometimes people, they might just be Googling bridge Oman, trying to find out something about something that really did happen, and they'll fall on a set of images that are older and share it, thinking that it is actually related. So it's either through error or through just people being a little bit silly and troll-like.
Yeah, it's sort of clickbait, isn't it, really?
Exactly.
When you see dramatic images like those, and they use that as a vehicle to relaunch them. You've got another video. It shows Oman 2 weeks ago. It's a third video about that hurricane. Tell us a bit more about it.
All right. So again, here you can see on Twitter that people are claiming that this happened in Oman, and the scene in question is a kind of a mudslide scene, right? And it's very dramatic stuff, and what you might expect, scenes that you might expect to see in a hurricane, right? But in fact, again, through reverse image searching, it brings you back to this website, which is Yemeni Press. You can see there the same scene in question, right? It's that same mudslide, and by doing a keyword search on, well, actually, there's some more clues in this particular scene. That word there in Arabic is Hadramaut, it's Makundu, which was the name of the cyclone in question, and this word here is Hadramaut, which is a district in Yemen. So basically, it becomes increasingly clear the more you dig into it. And this is from Sputnik's Russian website. If you go down through that, talking about the same event, you find eventually an image that is actually pretty much exactly the same as the one we were showing you. So that happened in May 2018 in Yemen. Oman was actually affected by that same weather event, but it wasn't 2 weeks ago, and those images didn't take place in Yemen. So it's always worth just double checking images that come out of natural disasters like that, because they're not always 100% reliable.
Yeah, you think talking about the weather would be one place where perhaps people wouldn't resort to fake news, but seems nothing's off limits.
No,
Thank
it
you very
isn't.
much indeed.
Thanks, Tom.
James Creedon with today's edition of Truth or Fake. And remember, if you want to send a video to James for him to check out with the Observer's team, you can send it to him on Twitter. James Creedon F24. That is his Twitter handle. That's James Creedon F24. That's how to signal something to James Creedon. Up next is Focus.